I am Honorable Chris Emeka Zubo. I represent Nnewi North, Nnewi South, and the Ekusigo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on urgent need to curb the increasing spate of killing in Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, the House notes with grave concern the series of security breaches that have taken place within Anambra State that used to be a very peaceful and secure state, turning it into a theater of attacks by unknown gunmen. The House further notes that these killings are probably orchestrated by mischief makers who are bent on causing tension and panic in the state ahead of the upcoming November 6th governorship election in Anambra State. Worried that there is almost no single day that passes without a reported case of robberies, abductions, outright killings, as these perpetrators seem to have lost every iota of human conscience and sensibility in them. Recall that on Tuesday, the 28th September 2021, Dr. Chika Akunyele, the husband of the late DG NAFDA, and late Minister of Information, Professor Dora Akunyele, and 8 others were slaughtered at Mpo, suburb of a commercial city of Onitsha in Anambra State. The next day, another medical doctor, Dr. Ezenwa, was killed. Police station was attacked in Orumba North, and people were killed. He was further aware that on Thursday, 30th September 2021, my vehicle were attacked along the Nnewi Road, leading to ultimate death of one of my drivers. The offices of Department of State Security and that of Federal Safety in Nnewi were also burned down, attacked on Sunday, the 3rd of October. People were also killed, houses burnt, and has observed that there is need to work with the security agencies with a view of containing these acts towards making the state safe for law-abiding citizens to go about their lawful businesses. The House is concerned that unless urgent and drastic measures are taken to halt the tide and combat those elements terrorizing the state, the events in Anambra State could snowball into a major crisis that could affect the entire Southeast and the nation. The House resolves to urge the National Security Advisor and other security agencies to deploy all necessary machineries to Anambra State towards containing the menace in the state. And the House mandated the Joint Committee on National Security and Intelligence and Police Affairs to ensure that normalcy is restored within the state and report back to the House within 3 weeks. I so move.
Honorable Bedi.
Sure. Excuse me. Amendment. Cover it.
Thank you, my respected Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I remain Honorable Bid Uchenna Eke. I represent the good people of Abombise, Ngobala Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this all-important motion, ably moved by Chris Azubon. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Chris, yes, we all heard what happened to you in the last couple of days. The situation in Anambra is getting very critical, and I think your motion is very timely. Honorable Munir, you wanted to add something to it?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Munir Mubatan Nagundi. I represent Kumboto Federal Constituency of Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I just want to amend the motion to observe 1 minute silence on the death of the driver and others. Thank you.
Honorable Shah, go ahead. Second, the amendment.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Abubakar Yunus Ahmad, representing Yamal Chidema Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State. I stand to second the motion of the amendment for the observance of 1 minute silence as ably moved by Honorable Munir Babatan Agundi. Thank you.
Those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Chidoka.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Obinak Chidoka, member representing Idemili North, Idemili South Federal Constituency of Anambra State. Whilst I stand to commiserate with my colleague, Chris Azubogo, whose driver was killed in my constituency, it will also amaze you to know that Dr. Akinyele was also killed in my constituency, just about maybe 10-15 minutes drive from my house. The other 4 policemen who were killed were also killed in my constituency. In fact, on that day, about 8 people that were killed within a 1-mile radius from my house and in my constituency. And I think that it's become very worrisome, very worrisome. I used to hear of these things in other parts of the country where they say they couldn't go home. Now it's happening to us where we can hardly even go back home. We'll go to other parts but come back to Abuja. And it's a side reminder because I know that they were headed to the airport to pick him. If he was in that car when they have accosted him, it would have been a hail of bullets. Maybe today we'll be talking about something else. And I think it's come very close home that a sitting member of the House of Representatives, his vehicle will be attacked outside a very strong, illustrious son of Anambra State who will be killed. Mr. Speaker, I plead with you and I plead with this House to truly intervene and to make sure we do not create another theater of war. Whilst the Northeast and Northwest is grappling with insurgency and banditry, the Southeast shouldn't. Anambra used to be a very peaceful state. And whatever must have happened, we pray and we hope, and I pray with you that you will strongly intervene as you always have done as the Speaker of the people, so that we can bring Anambra back to where it used to be. So on this reason, I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Robert Chidoka, can you enlighten us as to what's going on there? What is the reason for this sudden?
Yes, sir.
Any idea? So that's how we know how to intervene.
Absolutely. Fantastic question. We have a group who, of course, you know, have been agitating for the state of Biafra. And I think that with that also, we have some very strong criminal elements who have also joined within this group. The agitations, they say, initially was non-violent, and you can see that it was actually non-violent. But you have another group who have become very criminal in nature and very difficult to contain. And you see that anytime there's a killing, they come out to say, we are not involved. But now there is a mixture of both, because the elections, the same thing happened in 2017. It was non-violent, but 2019 they're saying no more election. 2017 it was referendum, but now 2019 they're saying no election at all. So you see them targeting campaign vehicles and cars. With all our cars that have campaign materials, we removed all of them. No flag of PDP, no flag of APC, nobody. And they're not sparing anybody. So you see, it's a mixture of the agitators of State of Biafra and strong criminal elements. And that's why I pray that the police should stand up. They shouldn't run. The idea of enlisting in the police or the army is that one day you might die in the battle. If I decide to be a police officer, I know that I've signed a warrant to die. They should go back there and fight. They shouldn't allow them to burn their offices and stand around and look.
Yeah. Okay, great. Great contribution. Honorable Chris, what was your resolution? Or your prayer, sorry.
Number one, the National Security Advisor and other security agencies will be asked to do the needful to contend with the situation. Number two, that the House Committee on National Intelligence and Police Affairs should ensure that the needful is done and they report back to the House within 3 weeks. And the third one is that the soul will hold a 1 minute silence for Dr. Akinyele and other dead persons in these circumstances in the last 1 week. These are three of them.
Thank you. Those in favor of the motion as amended, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it.